those times when you thought about being a doctor. And remember, this is one of the most noble professions of all time. Why? You're dealing with patients' lives. And so, you got to put yourself into a patient's. If some of you have been patients and you know what it feels like to be a patient, and then having someone that you're having to put your entire life, their total care into, getting that to trust you. So that's an unbelievable responsibility, which means that imposes upon us an unbelievable responsibility to learn material and not look for shortcuts. Let me just give you a big clue. I've been in the business a long time. There's no shortcuts to becoming a good doctor. None. I know a lot of you try. We even have rapid review series. We have all these different things to kind of cut down on all that, whatever. There's no real shortcut. Okay, because we really can't actually make mistakes, at least serious mistakes. We'll make mistakes, but we want to make sure we don't make a serious mistake. So that means that we really have to really understand our stuff. And so, I want you to always remember, what you're going into. You're going into something that your decisions or lack of decisions can actually affect a person's life. And if you're affecting that person's life, you're affecting other people's lives along with it. So in other words, it just keeps on expanding out. So it is unbelievably, you want to keep that in mind always as you study and say, I just want to be the best there is. I want to be the best doctor I can be. Okay, and when you know you're in trouble, you know that you can't quite do this, that you're willing to ask for help. Now, a lot of docs are really, into this peer pressure thing. They don't want to admit that maybe they don't know everything. Get out of it, okay? Okay, because there's people a lot brighter than you that will actually help you. So don't be afraid of asking for help when the time comes. Okay, and that'll be probably the first time you're on duty. You've just been given a gift to be able to get into medical school, but understand that all the people around you that are helping you are just as good at what they do as you are what you do. You're all a team, and you're no big shot. There's too many people that are big shots. They think that, well, I'm a doctor. Well, big deal. What does that mean? You're just $150,000 in debt. That's what that means. This is the only time that you will have in your entire life to actually really learn basic science, right now. Because I will tell you, when you're on your rotations, you won't have that much time. You'll be working up patients and trying to look up stuff about that patient, okay? Then you get into residencies, forget it. I mean, you hardly have any time to do anything, certainly not study basic science. Then you get into practice, forget it, okay? You're just waiting for the continual medical education time to come. In other words, there is no time but now to establish that core, which means if your foundation is weak, then anything you build upon this is weak and will fall down. Because you lack the basic knowledge, the basic science. That I know that I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track, okay? It's not because I'm some kind of genius, I'm an idiot actually. My sister has one higher IQ than I'm 110, she's 111. I still haven't forgiven my parents for it. Now that's not exactly the highest IQ. You know what the key is for me? Hard work. I don't ask, tell me what I need to know on an exam. I just read the text. Okay, because why? Because I want to know everything. I want to be a great doctor. I want to be able to help people. I don't want to make a mistake. They're putting their life into my hands. So therefore I owe them to give them my very, very best. That's what's in my head when I study. Those long hours. That should be in your head too. If it isn't, you're in the wrong field. I'm just going to tell you that right off the bat. You're in the wrong field. Not everyone that's in medical school necessarily should be in medical school. Especially if you're thinking about different things other than being in medicine. You're not putting time in. Do that. Put things in the right priority, and trust me, especially if you're a religious person, you cannot give God. Okay, you give God the time, it'll make up the difference in between.